If you've ever tried managing a list of customers or tracking data in Excel, you've probably noticed how it can get messy fast. For example, duplicate entries, missing information, and endless scrolling. That's where Microsoft Access comes in. It's designed to store and organize data the right way, using tables that can connect and keep everything structured. In this video, you will learn step by step how to create your first table in Microsoft Access, which is the foundation of every great database. You will be able to define fields, set data types, and create a reliable structure for all your information. You will build clean, professional tables that make your data easy to search, connect, and manage. I'm Kesawa, and let's get started. Open the database in which you want to create the table. The database has opened here, but this database does not contain even a single table. So you'll click on create. This part is the one for tables, so click table. We want to enter table fields first, so you'll click this arrow pointing down on the word view. Then choose design view. The design view will prompt you to save the table. Let's save this table as customer table. Then click OK. The table has been saved on the side here, as you can see, as customer table. So here we are going to enter fields into this table. You can see the first or the default first field is ID, which is declared as auto number. Auto number means the field records will keep increasing by 1. For example, the first record will be record 1. The next one, the data will change to 2. The next one, it will change to 3, like that. That's why it is called auto number. So you can change the field name. Let's call it customer ID for it to be more descriptive. Customer ID, and let's keep customer ID as auto number. Then customer name, and let's call it short text. Now, data type tells Access which kind of data is going to be held in that field. So when we say that this is a short text, it means it is going to be only letters. It means it is going to be a combination of letters and numbers, or it can even be a number that begins with 0. For example, 0393, 0774, 0772. If a number begins with a 0, you can declare it as a short text. If that particular number does not exceed 255 characters. But from customer name, let's have telephone number. Let's also call it short text, like we've said, a number that begins with a 0, like 0772. That one is a text. Date of birth. Do we need date of birth for customers? Let's keep it at that for purposes of this tutorial. So date of birth is date stroke time. So when you click this arrow here, Access will display all the data types that are available in it. Now, long text is the same as short text, but the difference is just one: the length of the data that can be held in that field data type. For example, short text stops at 255 characters. When it goes beyond 255 characters, then it becomes a long text, but it also goes up to 32,000 characters. We have number. If your entry is going to have calculations performed on it, for example, if it is age, yes, that one is a number. Age is a number, okay? If it is number of students, number of entries, or number of customers, you can explore the rest of the data types that are available. You have currency, you have OLE object, and so on. Okay, so that's how we create fields for a table. Now check the side here. Let's look at customer ID. Customer ID has a key. There is a key that is just close to it there on the left. That means that this field is a primary key. We say a field is a primary key if that particular field is going to uniquely identify records within the table. For example, if you're talking about universities, in every university, students have registration number, which number is unique to every student. So that number can be used as primary key. Let's talk about Uganda National Examinations Board. Every candidate that qualifies to sit for that examination information possesses an index number. So UNAB uses index numbers to uniquely identify candidates across levels. Now, that means that a primary key or a field that qualifies to be used as primary key is that field which does not contain duplicates. You don't find two candidates, for example, two candidates of UNAB having the same index number. That one can't exist. We also can't have a registered candidate missing the index number. So we declare a field to be a primary key if it satisfies the two conditions. It is not null, that is, there is no record that misses that field, and it does not contain any duplicate values. No two records have the same value for that field. So that is what we base on to declare a field to be a primary key. So we cannot say that customer name can be a primary key because two customers or three or even more can have the same customer name. So how do we declare a field to be a primary key? If you want, for example, telephone number to be a primary key, and yet Access started with the default primary key as customer ID. For you want it on telephone number, you will come behind here, this part, you right click and then you click primary key. You notice that the key moved away from customer ID and it is now on telephone number. If you don't want any field to possess or to be a primary key, you just right click on it, click on primary key. Now there is no field which has a key behind it. That means that this particular table is not going to have a primary key. For this case, let's place the primary key on customer ID. After you've created all your fields, you've declared their data types, next is to click save. Maybe one other thing is there is a section, there is a column here for description. We use description to make more meaning, to give more meaning to the field name. For example, this is DOB. Does every user of this database understand what DOB means? If the answer is no, then you're going to use the part of description to make your users understand what DOB means. So for this case, let me give an example. This is the customer's date of birth. Okay, date of birth. So everyone who is using this database will be able to see this part of description and will know that, oh, DOB means date of birth for the customer. After doing all that, I think I will come to this part of field properties later. But as for now, let's take this. We shall look at the format. We shall look at these other sections later as we continue with access. So next is to click file and then save the changes to your database. Next, pay attention here. We are going to open this table in datasheet view. Still go back to your view here and then click datasheet view. Wow, that's how the table looks like. I'm sure when you were watching this is the table you wanted to have. So we enter fields in the design view, but you can still enter field names from here. I'll show you that one later. But as for now, we have used the design view to enter or to create table fields and to declare the data types for those fields. Okay, let me enter two records here. A customer name, Kasawa, telephone 07748. This is a random number, please. Does not belong to anyone. Then date of birth, maybe 12th May 1975. Okay. Then maybe let's say Samantha. Then this is a 045189. Okay, and then date of birth is maybe 12th September 2000. Okay, that's how you can enter data into a table. We can proceed and enter as many records as we can. If you've learned anything new, like the video, but if you still have questions, please drop them in the comment section. See you in the next one.